I was always the last one standing when they handed out the map, still trying to find my footing on this unfamiliar track. They read the map so easy, like the road was made for them. I bend but never break, and I will find my way again. More than the kid who fell behind, more than the last to find his way, more than the one they left to climb. I always knew I was so much more than this. But something in me kept on holding to the flame, some stubborn light that wouldn't let the darkness take the lead. Always knew I was so much more than this. I am so much more than the silence you put around me, so much more than the story you already wrote for me. I was here all along, standing in the light. You never turned my way. So much more. I was always so much more than this. Started finding pieces of a voice I didn't know I had. Turned the slow and stumbling into something not so bad. They still look past me like I wasn't worth a second glance, but I was learning how to move and finally how to dance. More than the slow and stumbling years, more than the ground I had to gain, more than the struggle and the tears, more than the growing through the pain. And walk past every wall they said would always be the end, finally becoming so much more than this. I am so much more than the silence you put around me, so much more than the story you already wrote for me. I was here all along, standing in the line. You never turned my way. So much more. I was always so much more than this. So let them talk about the ones who got there faster. Let them raise their glass to every easy win. The ones who had to fight to find their chapter. They write a story no one else could ever tell. I always knew so much more than this. Now I found my footing in the places I once feared, standing in the open, knowing I'm not alone out here. The ones who didn't see me couldn't know it back